Hey everyone, welcome back to the Legends of Sport podcast presented by Fujifilm. I'm your host, Andy Bernstein. Remember a movie in the early 90s called A League of Their Own? It was a great film starring Tom Hanks, Madonna, Gina Davis, and Rosie O'Donnell about the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. This was a league that was started when all the male ball players went off to fight in World War II, and the American public was hungry for the national pastime and for a distraction from the war. Well, on this episode, folks, we have a thriving 98-year-old member of that actual league. Maybelle Blair is her name, and she is amazing. On top of Maybelle's extraordinary life on the baseball diamond, she is also a trailblazer and an inspiration in so many ways, which includes her coming out of the closet and announcing she was gay at the age of 95. We discuss that and so much more in this episode, including the release of the terrific biography, All the Way, The Life of Baseball Trailblazer Maybelle Blair by Cat D. Williams. We recorded this episode at the Watch Me Sports Bar in Long Beach, California. Everyone who follows this podcast knows how much we support owner Jax Diener and Watch Me's mission to provide a safe and friendly environment for women to socialize and watch sports. It is a place of equality, so it's very appropriate to be releasing this episode during Pride Month. That's why I'm wearing this awesome t-shirt. Thank you, Jax. Huge thanks to Maybelle for making the trek and taking the time to chat with me at Watch Me. She is tirelessly crossing the country to help raise awareness and funds for the International Women's Baseball Center to be located in Rockford, Illinois, the home of the Rockford Peaches team from her playing days. A wonderful interview with a truly wonderful and inspiring person, a real national treasure. Folks, sit back and enjoy my conversation with the legendary Maybelle Blair, and as always, I'll see you on the backside. Well, here we are at the Watch Me Sports Bar with the unbelievably legendary Maybelle Blair. How you doing?
Hey, the old girl couldn't be better. As long as I'm on this side of the grass, I'm very happy.
Yeah, I join you on that one. How does it feel, Maybelle, to be an inspiration? I mean, we're going to get into your story in a minute, but what I found from you and from this incredible book, right, which we're going to pump on the podcast, how inspiring you are, your story is. How does it feel now at your age to be an inspiration to so many?
Well, I really don't realize that I am, but it does my heart so good to go and see all these little girls have the opportunity to play baseball, which they never did have before. Mm-hmm. Because the good old boys used to push them into softball. Right. But now they have a chance to pick the game that they want to play. Mm-hmm. I don't care either one of them they want to play, but give them an opportunity to pick. Yeah. So this is so thrilling to see these little girls have an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, speaking of little girls, let's go back to your childhood, growing up. And you lived in and loved baseball, right?
Oh, I had to.
From a very early age. So tell me about that.
Well, my family came from a baseball family. My dad had about 8 brothers, mm-hmm. and they formed a baseball team, and they traveled all over Texas. Mm. And, of course, my mother thought she was the best ball player in the state of Texas, which I don't know if she was or not. Yeah. But anyway, they moved to California, mm-hmm. and there there's the only thing the Blairs could do was build a baseball field, so that's what we did. Yeah. And if I didn't like baseball, I would have been drowned in the Pacific Ocean out here. So that's the way I learned how to play ball.
But I saw some interview where it talked about how you were kind of like a punching bag a little bit for your brother, that he would take aim at you just to be able to learn how to pitch. Is that true?
Oh, that's true. I'll tell you. My father would make me stand up there, and it's wonder I'm still living, you know.
That's amazing.
Luckily, I was never hit. Yeah. Thank God.
He must have been a pretty good pitcher then.
Well, yeah, I was 7 years older than I was.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me about, at 5 years old, building this field out where you lived. And then I guess you must have been in middle school when you lobbied to have a girls' team. play as well?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
You know, when I was 5, by 6, I could keep a scorecard. No problem.
Yeah.
But at 5, we decided to build our own diamond, so my brother got an old gate and hooked it up to our old Model T Ford, and off we went. We used to drag the field, and I was the one that hold it down, and if I didn't sit there strong enough and not bounce up, he'd get mad at me. So anyway, to please him, I would just hang on, and just tears would roll down my face, but I hung on, and we got that field.
I love it.
Even.
Yeah. And then what happened there was a boys team that was playing baseball, right? And you wanted a girls team to be playing. So what happened with that?
Well, in school, you know, when we were growing up, there was no anything to do. No TikTok or hit or whatever they do nowadays. So and the only thing we knew was play ball. So the boys had a little ball team, and I says, well, this is ridiculous. We need a ball team. I want to get my girls. So I talked my teacher into getting me enough balls and bats so I could have a little team of our own there in school. So then after I got that all established, I decided we needed to play other schools. Now, this was when I was only about in the 5th or 4th grade. And so I knew she knew a teacher someplace down the street, another school. So we got the team together. We went down there and cleaned their plow. We just beat the holy heck out of it. That was the idea.
I love it. I love it.
You're going to play.
Yeah. So, Maybelle, you start playing softball, right?
Right.
And you're playing professionally, semi-professionally softball?
Yes.
As World War II started?
Yes.
Right? All the men drafted, gone to the Army, right? All the greats from the era, DiMaggio, Ted Williams, you name Bob Feller, all of them.
All the greats.
The country, for morale purposes, I guess more than anything, still needed to have sports as maybe an escape or a way to bond together during the war. And so the All-American Girls Professional Baseball Association started. And so I understand that you were recruited for that, right? Can you tell me that story, how that all happened?
Well, yeah. I was out playing softball, and just like in the movie, the scout came out and said, hey, Maybelle, you're going to play professional baseball? And I said, well, I don't think so. There isn't anything. Well, yes, there is. Well, we went on and on and on, and it finally went on, and I said, you know, you're wasting your time. You can follow me home if you want to and talk to my mother. So naturally, my mother says, no, my daughter's not going anywhere. Are you out of your mind? She's not leaving this house. Well, he says, Mrs. Blair, you don't understand. We're going to pay her $55 a week. My mother looked at my father and says, George, go crank up the car. I'm packing her suitcase, and she's on her way out of here. Out of here.
That's
so
amazing.
That's the way I got into it.
And your first team was, what was your first team that you played for?
The first game I played for was with the Peoria Redwings.
Peoria Redwings.
Yeah.
And you get on a train, you go into Peoria.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're sitting there in front of a locker and you got a professional uniform, right? That must have been an incredible feeling.
You know what? I put on my uniform and I thought I was the cutest girl that ever lived, you know, in my mind. But then you know what excited me the most? I put on my spikes. And I don't know if you know you have to know the music of a baseball. And as you're walking,
the
you can hear the clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. I still can't understand why somebody hasn't made a music of that. And anyway, I was putting on my shoes, and off we went out to the field, and I says, Maybelle, you're finally a professional ball player.
Wow.
And I never dreamed of such a
Unbelievable.
thing. Well, Unbelievable.
Unbelievable feeling. And you were basically a second base person.
Yes.
We can say second baseman, right?
Yeah,
We don't say
baseman.
second base woman.
We don't go through all that stuff.
Right. But that was your position.
Yeah, second base.
Yeah.
And I played professional softball, too, for the Chicago Cardinals. And I played second base for them. I think you should be able to play both sports if you want to. And I'm hoping that we will have another league of our own.
Yes.
And we're working on that right now, and also another league for the girls softball. So we're waiting for both of them to start being pro.
How fantastic! And to be such a
and we can play each one.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing. I mean, there's so many professional
as you know.
Yeah.
If you can catch a ball, you can catch a softball or a baseball, or if you throw one, you can throw the other one, right?
Yeah, I've
the only
played
difference
both.
is the batting.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can do that, go to the batting cages and get your timing down.
How good a hitter were you?
Oh, my God.
Yeah?
I'll
Were
tell
you
you,
good?
Babe Ruth had nothing on me. But not really.
You're awesome. So let's fast forward. 1992, A League of Their Own comes out, and you obviously were very involved in it as somebody, an advisor. You were on the set, right? Is the rumor? I guess it's a rumor that that Madonna's character was based on you. Is that true? Or what do you think?
No, that's not true. It's just a rumor because it's all the way. And actually, so many people, on account of my name's Maybelle,
right.
But all the way May, which a lot of people call me May. But no, that's not true. But because of the way I acted, a lot of them thought so.
So tell me about that experience, about being on set. And sort of, it must have been like a deja vu kind of experience for you. Like, here you're watching these actresses do what you did, and as such a trailblazer, in a incredibly heartwarming story. It's one of the great sports movies of all time, right? How are you feeling every single day when you were on set watching that?
Oh God, there's nothing like it because you're sitting there and all watching the take over and over and over and. Penny Marshall would never say a take and love. It was about 15 times. And what was so much fun was that Tom Hanks, during his period when he wasn't working, was at Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
And in the old-time scorecards, they used to have to hang up the numbers.
The numbers, sure.
Right.
Yeah, they still do that at Fenway Park.
I didn't realize Fenway was still doing it. But anyway, they had the opening. And he had the fungo bat. And he tried to get the darn thing into the hole, and he tried over and over and over, and he finally got it in. He hit some guy. Well, that guy that was back in the back of the scorecard there turned around and mooed him, and Tom fell down on the field and just about had a heart attack. That was so funny.
If I ever interview Tom, I got to ask him about that story.
Ask him about that.
I love it. So you also were an advisor for the Amazon Prime series based on League of Their Own,
right?
And that I'm sure was another interesting experience for you. But what I understand is that you made a earth-shocking announcement. At the age of 95, right? So you came out as gay during the Tribeca Film Festival. So can I ask you a question, Maybelle? With all due respect, what the hell took you so long? Seriously?
Seriously?
Yes.
Well, in our day, I didn't know if we'd lose my mother, father. I couldn't have been a school teacher.
Okay.
I couldn't have been anything.
Yeah.
Because if you were gay, you were just nothing, I couldn't have got jobs. I couldn't have done anything. So I had to be very, very quiet. So I would never want to lose the love of my family. So I kept that secret. And then after my baseball career and my job at Northrop Aircraft, which I was top secret because I had a fantastic job. I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, Abby Jacobson was sitting up there, and Will was sitting up there, and Jamie Babbitt, the director, and I looked down there, and I thought, oh, my God, they're all gay, and I went, oh, my God, I can't believe it,
Really?
And all of a sudden, bells started going on, and I said, I don't have many more years to go. I'm 95, so if they hate me, they can't hate me too much longer. So I stood up and said, I'm gay.
Wow.
And it was really something.
Incredible.
And then I told him and explained to him.
Yeah.
But, I came out. If you're in the closet, you're going to get mold or the door was so rusty and everything. I kind of got to get this door open, so now's the time to do it.
It had to be liberating for you, right? I would think.
It was the most wonderful, liberating thing that ever could happen to a person.
It's incredibly, I hope you realize how inspiring that is to so many young people who are still living in the closet, even today in this day and age. You know, I have 3 daughters. I have a son. I went through the teenage years. We have a lot of friends of theirs who come over, and and it's a secret that shouldn't have to be kept anymore. That's the bottom line, I think.
Well,
right?
I'll tell you, the thing that has inspired me the most, and I've been so welcomed with it. I've had about 2 or 3 young people come up to me and say, Miss Blair, can I tell you something? I said, sure, what is it?
Yeah.
We want to thank you for coming out and telling the people that you were gay because it has helped with my family so very, very much. They accept me now.
Oh, that gives me like goosebumps.
Just that one
That's
thing,
beautiful.
It just made me weak, and it has done my heart so much good. If I could just help them get over the fear that I had.
There you go. Well, it's a beautiful thing that you did for the world. Maybelle, the last thing I want to talk about is your mission, right? Your mission now is to raise funds for the International Women's Baseball Center, the IWBC. Can you tell me actually what the mission of the IWBC is and why we're even here today?
Oh, my gosh. Well, today is a very special day because we're raising a little money for the IWBC, the International Women's Baseball Center, which is stationed in Rockford, Illinois, where the Rockford Peaches played ball.
Yeah.
This is the home of the cradle of women's baseball.
Okay.
And this is why we're trying to do is make it the museum and the Hall of Fame and all of that for women's baseball. And this is my goal, is to do this before I am on the other side of the dirt. And I'm working very, very hard.
Atta girl.
And we're trying to get, we'll have a lot of big tournaments there and things like that there right on Bayer Stadium, which we're doing right now. And I'm very, very pleased with that. And that's my goal, is to get this built for the future of the girls to be able to have a home of their own.
Yeah, I mean, how incredible would it be to see a professional women's league play in Bayer Stadium or whatever stadiums are left from your era, right?
Well, just wait and see.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
All right.
And I think it could be happening. We're having a professional team in there next year, maybe.
Wow, that'd be...
Let's just put it that way. There's a
something.
big... I just got to get a little bit more money for a certain object like lights and everything, and that we're close.
That's all.
Let's
just
put
play
it
day
that
games
way.
like they used to in Wrigley.
Oh,
so.
God,
Well, I'll promise you this. You get a team in there and you open next year, we, Legends of Sport, will be there and we will broadcast live from
that would be wonderful.
I promise you that, yeah.
Okay, you promise
right?
that.
I promise, 100%. Maybelle, I can't tell you how wonderful it is to meet you. It's a pleasure for me to get to know you through all the research that we did, but to meet you in person is really, really inspiring. So thank you for being here and being so willing to come onto the podcast.
Oh, I'm so thrilled to be here, to be with people that love baseball and can understand the gay life.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, well, sitting down here with Jax Diener, the owner of the Watch Me Sports Bar here in Long Beach. Very special day. I just got to sit down with this amazing woman, 98 years young, Maybelle Blair. Yeah. Tell me what's going on today.
Yeah, Maybelle is incredible, and we were reached out by Cat Williams a few months ago saying that she wrote this book, and Maybelle wanted to come in, and I said, what are you talking about? Get her in here now.
Yeah.
And Maybelle actually came in prior to today and bellied up to the bar, so I had a couple drinks with her, and she's a hoot and an amazing woman, and to have her in here today talking with you, Andy, it's like two legends. Come on. My heart is full.
What an inspiration she is.
Yeah.
And, to be here at the Watch Me Sports Bar, and look, this is a woman at 95 years old that came out as gay. And she told a really eloquent, beautiful story about how liberating that was for her. And, there's going to be a lot of people here today who are going to look to her as an inspiration as well. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm partially sad for her that she felt that she had to wait that long. I mean, I felt that liberation in my 20s, and I've been able to live that authentic life since then, and I'm grateful for that. That said, better late than never.
Right.
As long as she, is feeling who she is and proud about it and shouting it out and just being Maybelle Blair, who's an incredible person. Good for her. And yeah, she's helping other people along the way, so it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. I mean, this is going to air a few weeks after the 1-year anniversary, but we were here kind of at the beginning of the story, and we're going to keep coming back. And you're a great friend and partner here at Legends of Sport, and we couldn't be happier for you guys and what's going on here in the bar.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, 1 year is the end of July, so it's lined up with...
It's coming up.
Yeah, so it's lined up with the Olympics. So can you say Bar Olympics?
That's it.
Because that is part of our plan for our anniversary.
Now I remembered. You opened the night of the opening ceremony.
We did.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
Yeah, so we have really big things planned. But you've been, we've made some great partners along the way, and you, Andy, and Legends of Sport are one of those really near and dear partners to us. So
thank you, Jax.
Appreciate you so much for supporting us and coming in here and believing in Watch Me and what we're all about. So
well, more to come. I mean, we're talking about other events we're going to be planning. We'll be putting that all on your social media, our social media. But have a great celebration with Maybelle today.
Yeah.
I mean, first thing she asked for was a beer when she came in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Rock
so
star.
God bless her.
What a rock star. Yeah.
Well, folks, did I tell you up front that Maybelle was amazing? Wow, that was so much fun chatting with her. She's an inspiration to so many, including me. I can only wish I could be as vibrant and as full of life as she is at 98. Please, folks, consider checking out Cat Williams' biography about Maybelle, this one, and donating to the International Women's Baseball Center. All of us at Legends of Sport can't wait to be there at the ribbon cutting. Big thanks to Jax Diener and her staff at the Watch Me Sports Bar in Long Beach. We love taking our show on the road to this terrific bar. We believe and support their mission to provide a safe and friendly place for women to gather and watch sports. If you're in the LA area or traveling there soon, please check out the Watch Me Sports Bar in Long Beach. We will post their info on our social media. Big thanks to our presenting sponsor, Fujifilm, for helping to bring this episode to all of you. Please follow them on Instagram at FujifilmX_US. That's at FujifilmX_US. Thanks to everyone for your continued support of the podcast and for tuning into this episode. Please tell all your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legends of Sport, and our Instagram at Legends of Sport. And my photography can be found on Instagram at ADB Photo Inc. Thanks as always to our producer, Carlin Barker, and our editors, Sean Gosser and Addison Shao, and our intern, Jacob Tang. Thanks again, everyone, for checking out this episode. We'll be back next week with another great episode of the Legends of Sport podcast presented by Fujifilm.